All right, guys. Good evening to the fifth episode of Barbados Manchester United Supporters on Air. I'm joined by Chad Paris and Nick again. How are you guys doing?
Yeah, man. Everything cool. What's up?
Everything good, yeah. Everything good, yeah, man.
Okay, thanks a lot, guys. We started off yesterday with a 2-0 win over Wigan. Goals from Wilkie and also Andres Pereira. It's also very good to see the youngsters from the academy are scoring. Nick, what do you think?
Yeah, I think the game showed, the players yesterday showed a high level of maturity, high level of technicality, something that we've been accustomed to seeing in the Van Gaal era. But yesterday, it was heartening to see that early on, the guys seemed to know, be on the same page with each other. The guys seem to understand the plan that Mourinho has set up for the game. We didn't really create too many clear-cut chances in the first half, and some chances we had in the first half were not. We didn't bury our chances in the first. I remember Memphis had a particularly good chance, Mkhitaryan as well. But all in all, everybody showed glimpses of their talent. It was good that everybody got some minutes in the game, which is rare. But everybody got some minutes yesterday. It was great to see our youngsters especially scoring, and especially the ones like Andres Pereira and Will Keane, who their future seems so uncertain under Mr. Van Gaal. It's important for them to get some goals, and the first goals of the Mourinho era. So they definitely will be looking to be members of the first team this season. But
Nick. I was talking to Chad earlier, and Chad had mentioned that we started off winning under Louis Van Gaal as well, and he's not there anymore. Chad, tell me what you think about
Um, in terms of the preseason, I think I could take some upsides from it, but it's too early to judge and give my critical analysis on it. What I would say is that Nick is right. We look good on the Jose Mourinho, and we wasted a lot of chances. This is true. But I mean, a lot of players rescue right now, and it was still good again that everybody got minutes. But I won't be too critical right now. We After the preseason, we will see. But
that?
we headed in the right direction. That's the most I will say.
Yeah, it's good to see the youngsters playing, and it's also good to see new signings, Henrik Mkhitaryan and Eric Baily playing as well. But was in Mourinho's formation, I was pretty impressed with it. Only even though it's only one game, but what I'm going to ask you guys to do is to give me your ideal formations. And what I've done is that I am going to share my screen with you guys. Tell me when you guys can see it.
Yeah, we
yeah,
can see.
yeah,
Okay, I have created my own desktop football field, and the first team players are inside here. No worry about this folder. Desktop, he's a new signing from Windows 10. But anyway, straight to the first team. Nick,
yeah,
I have
man.
all the first team players right here, so you can give me your ideal formation for Manchester
Okay.
United.
Well, my ideal formation for United, we would line up in a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3, but essentially I would have two main midfielders, number 10 and number 7 and number 11. But basically it would be back four of obviously David De Gea in the goalkeeper position.
David De Gea. Okay, David De Gea.
Yeah, my two full backs on the right would be Matteo Darmian, and on the left I would have Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw, who played a pretty decent game against Wigan as well. So I'm very excited to see him for this new season.
And I must say, it's also great to see Luciano playing after that horrific injury.
Yeah,
He suffered.
definitely, and and
Agreed.
and, and and writing challenges as well,
Oh
because
yeah.
some of these players who get injured from a challenge, they be very skeptical about going into challenge or writing challenges,
Oh
but
yeah.
he did it pretty well, and I'm very excited to see him competitively for this new season.
Okay, so
My two
who are your two centre backs?
Yeah, my two center backs. I didn't wanna exclude Eric Bailey, but I want to go with a tried and tested partnership from last season, and I'm just gonna go with Chris Smalling and Daley Blind as my
Okay.
two center backs.
Daley Blind and Christopher Mike Smalling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So in central midfield now, a partnership that I wanted to see flourish last season, but because of injuries and because of lack of game time, we didn't get to see it. Bastian Schweinsteiger and Morgan Schnederlin. I want to see those
Yes.
two guys playing together. Uh,
Schweinsteiger and Schnederlin both signed
mhm.
last season um, from Darmian and Southampton, respectively.
Yeah, they can work as a double pivot in the midfield, but ideally I would want Schneiderlin more defensive and Schweinsteiger to play more that number 8/number 6 role. His experience in that position definitely will bode well for United. Yes, those two guys in the midfield. Number 10 position has to be our new signing, Henrik Mkhitaryan. I think
On
that's
Mickey.
Yeah, I think that is pretty obvious that we have to put him in there.
Okay.
On wide right, if you want to call it a wide forward or a winger, I want to put our captain Wayne Rooney. I don't think his best years at number 9 position are ahead of him. I think they're quite behind him, but he can still do a good job from that position. I would put him at the number 7 role. On the left, have to put Anthony Martial, our top scorer from last season. Have to put Martial in there, and a European Championship runner-up.
That's true. Tony
Yeah,
Martial came from
yeah,
France.
Anthony Martial, yes. And up top, the number 9 position, have to put the big Swede, Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Dear to Zlatan.
Yeah, I think this formation is pretty flexible. You can change it in many ways. You can even slide Rooney a little further across to the midfield. Sorry, not the midfield, to the number 10 position. Switch Mkhitaryan and put him out wide. Ibrahimovic can even drop back and play Martial a little further forward at centre forward. So I think it's very flexible, very balanced. I think we have all the numerical balance of the team in good order. So yeah, this will be my formation, my ideal formation and system for next season.
Okay. I like this formation. I like this formation. Okay. The next guy, Chad, who thinks he has the best formation in the world. Let's see what he thinks.
I think so because I do. Boy.
This guy has the best formation in the world. So let's see what he thinks.
My formation will be a 4-2-2-2. My back line will be comprised of Luke Shaw at left back.
Okay.
Well, De Gea goalkeeper. That's a standard, of course. I didn't think I had to say it.
Yeah, that's a standard, yeah.
That's a standard. Come on. Luke Shaw. My two centre backs, Mike Smalling and Baily.
Michael Smith.
Unlike Nick, I think that Daley Blind is a catastrophe at centre back, so I would not put him there.
That's okay.
And Matteo Darmian at right back.
I like back, okay.
Okay, cool. We're gonna have two holding midfielders, Schneiderlin next to Herrera.
Schneiderlin and Herrera. Pretty decent combination, I must say. Schneiderlin, where are you?
And my wide attacking midfielders will be Martial and Mkhitaryan.
Martial and Mkhitaryan. Is Mkhitaryan on the left or right?
He is on the right.
He is on the right, and Martial will be
on the left. Yeah.
Okay.
My two head strikers will be Zlatan next to Rooney.
All right, so everybody's going with there to Zlatan up top. And Wayne Rooney. Okay. Interesting formation. No, time for my formation. So far we've seen Nick's formation, we've seen Chad's formation. But what does Big Phil have in store? Maybe it really is everybody here but David De Gea.
Because
Because
that's a standard.
that's a standard for Manchester United. David De Gea is in
Yeah.
bars for Big Phil. I too will also go.
With Lingard, most on Lingard along there.
Nah, that's another discussion for another time. I'm going with Luke Shaw on the right and Varela. I'm going with Luke Shaw on the left, sorry, and Varela on the right. I'm gonna go with a fully fit Phil Jones and Mike Smalling.
That's some kind of rare Pokemon there, fully fit Phil Jones.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
That's a
You'll
rare thing
never
there,
find out
boy.
Pokemon Go, trust me.
well, we all know the potential of Phil Jones, right? But
Yeah.
it's to keep him fit. So that's my back line there.
Yeah.
Midfield, I am going to go with Herrera and Schweinsteiger. I think Schweinsteiger still has a lot to prove, and Herrera also has a lot to prove. You know what? I'm gonna go with two wide guys. I'm gonna go with Anthony Martial on the left, and I am gonna go with new signing Mkhitaryan on the right. That's what I'm gonna do. Change up things a little bit. No, center attacking midfielder. I don't know if it's going to come as a surprise for people, but you know what? I'm going to give this guy a chance. I'm going to go with the youngster.
Lingard.
Belgium. Adnan Januzaj.
All right.
Januzaj will be my central attacking midfielder because I know what he can do. And last but by no means least, I go in with the big one, the big speed. There to Zlatan. Definitely. And there you have it. That there is Big Phil's formation. What do you think about Big Phil's formation?
Not bad.
These are the champions. This is Big Phil formation.
I think Big Phil formation lacking a little bit of stability, but it's fine.
Don't worry about that. But we have Nick's formation, we have Chad's formation, and now we have Big Phil's formation. All right.
Something is telling me that we are expecting a lot of transfers this summer because in all of our formations there are particularly players that we've all left out. Players like Carrick, players like Valencia, players like Mata, Depay, Marcos Rojo. So I think that we're also in for a summer of exodus from some players because some of these players can't stay on the bench, and some of these players you can't just say that they're good enough for the bench. Some of these players are indeed good enough to be starters. So guys like Valencia, guys like Ashley Young, I don't know if they have a future under Mourinho, but yeah, that's also something that's left to be seen.
But the thing is, like, only 11 guys can start, and I can name at least 2 to 3 guys are guaranteed starters in Manchester United team. But
I can only name one.
Yeah, I mean, maybe like how Michael Owen said, maybe it's an honor to be on the bench for Manchester United.
I mean, I would love to be on the bench for United. That's for sure. I would love to be on the bench.
It's an honor to be on the bench, man. You never know.
All right, guys. You know what? Thank you very much. Thank you for it. But both your formations are very interesting. But you know what? We'll let the guys in the group decide whose formation they prefer. Dad, thanks for coming through. Nick, thanks for coming through. And this has been the 5th episode of Barbados Manchester United on Air.